What you're seeing there is a big whopper that I got today. Isn't that cool? I couldn't make the picture any smaller because it is what it is. But there you go. Yeah, I had a bad day. I had one of those days. And a friend of mine called me up a little while ago and said, "Hey, would you like to go bluegill fishing?" I went, "Uh-huh." So we went bluegill fishing. And that was the first one caught. It wasn't the smallest one caught, but it was the first one caught, and just a tiny little thing. You can see it. I mean, it's right next to my face. Just a whopper, right? So, so anyway, that was fun. We ended up catching, I don't know, over a dozen, and I mean, I found a hot little spot, little honey hole, and was just bringing them in, and those little stinkers, those dorsal fins, I should have worn my gloves, because if they come off the hook and they land on the ground and you still want to put them on the stringer, you got to grab a hold of them. And they're flopping all over the place, so you can't really grab them. So you got to grab them, and that dorsal fin is nasty, man. That thing will come up and just stab you. And I got all these little dorsal marks in my hands from bluegill dorsals. Anyway. So here we are, and before we go too far, I learned about the passing away. Let me call this up here. I don't have anybody watching me right now anyhow. I don't see anyhow. So we're just gonna call this up so I don't get any names wrong. We profiled this bourbon back in January. This is Have a Shot of Freedom Whiskey Company, and I need to find them again. Oh, right there. That was easy. The founder, hey Mike, how are you? We're just talking about Zach Hollingsworth, Marine Corps Captain Zach Hollingsworth. He is the founder of the Have a Shot of Freedom Bourbon Company and gin, and he passed away. Would have been October 8th he passed away. I didn't realize it had been that long ago, but he's from Ohio. He brought this company to Ohio. The juice was made elsewhere. I think it was out of state somewhere, but I told one of the friends of the family, hi Mike, sad to hear about it, God bless him and his family. Yes, I'm not in the military, so I can't say but I can say RIP. But so I promised that you know what, I'm going to make it an actual shot. I've still got these here. There we go. Let's fill that sucker up. There we go. Now it's a shot. So to Zach Hollingsworth from Have a Shot of Freedom Whiskey Company, here's to you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your dedication and your patriotism. And thank you for the dream. That's good. I like that. It's good stuff. If you get a chance, you see this on the shelf, pick it up. Every little bit of this you buy, whether this or the gin, which is really good gin, by the way. That's kind of mapley. It's got a little maple in the legs. Very tasty. But the gin is fantastic. It's everything you would want in a normal gin. It's got all that heavy juniper, very, very flavorful. Why don't you head out this weekend and see if you can find something from the Have a Shot of Freedom Whiskey Company here. Or Bourbon Company? Whiskey Company. I was right the first time. And the gin, like I said, that's good too. But this is tasty. This is really good. All right. So today we are going to be traveling to Traverse City. See what I did there? Traverse City Whiskey Company. I didn't do any research on this. It's been a busy week. We're just going to open it up and try it. In Traverse City, we spend endless summer nights by the lake with nothing but a circle of friends, campfire, and recreational pot. No, sorry. If you can get to the lake, you're still locked down in places, I think, thanks to your governor. And a bottle of whiskey. Here's to memorable summer nights for our hometown and yours. Cheers. This is 86 proof, 43% alcohol by volume. Oh, that makes me happy. All right. Let me get rid of this so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. There we go. All right. That's bizarre. It's acting very strange. Okay. So anyway, let's keep going. This is the program is acting weird, so we're just gonna ignore it. All right. And I pre-opened it, so everybody's gonna be really happy with me. All right. Mike, did you see my fish? This is my whopper that I caught. Isn't that awesome? We went bluegill fishing. I had a week, and my friend knew it, and he said, "Hey, come over and let's go bluegill fishing." So we went, and we were only there for about 2 hours and caught a mess of them. We caught, I don't know, 12, 16, something like that. It was fun. All right. Nicely done. Thank you. All right. So I have not tried this before. This is going to be a lot of fun to try something new. And we're going to do the works. We're going to put it on water. We're going to try the ice. And then I've got actually 2 more we're going to try. So I'm not going to go crazy on all these. I haven't had a drink in almost a week. And I know that I'm going to be a lightweight. I'm going to be a cheap date. So I got a haircut today. Don't I look pretty? Okay, the first thing that came to mind when I gave that a good sniff is a little bit of a tobacco overnote. I'm wondering if it's going to be kind of a high rye. I didn't do any looks on the mash bill, and I don't think it says anything on here about what the mash bill is. Straight bourbon whiskey, blah, 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 blah. Aged in new American oak barrels for 3 years or more. Okay. Their cherry whiskey is fantastic as an old-fashioned. Oh, that would be good. I'd like to try that. It's got to remind me a little bit of Legent. I didn't find that one, I don't think. What else do I got in here? This is their barrel proof. Yeah, I'm going to try that tonight. And then we've got the rye. And that's a barrel proof as well. Ho, ho, ho. I'm in for it, aren't I? I am. Okay, that's fine. There we go. All right. Okay, okay. I am getting some of the vanilla and caramel notes, but I'm also getting the typical toasted cereal and tobacco. Something sweet in it, though. Maybe honey. The ethanol is on the nose, but it's not too bad. It's not, you know, it's only 86 proof, so this might be a nice little sipper. Let's give it a shot, shall we? Without looking into it, I'm going to say it's a high rye because it's got that butteriness. There's something fruity in there, apple. It's good. I like it, but it's got a more of a rye. It's not a bourbon. It says whiskey, but it doesn't say what the mash bill is on it. So it better not. I don't think it says bourbon. Yes, it does. Straight bourbon whiskey. Okay, so that means it's got to have at least 51% corn. I would bet it's a higher rye, just because of the butteriness Definitely buttery. There's definitely some citrus in there as well. I was getting apple before. It may still be there, but I'm definitely getting some citrus peel. Maybe an orange citrus peel. This one's actually got quite a bit going on for it. It's not overly oaky, but it's only aged 3 years. This has got a lot of flavor to it. Very fruity. With that toasted cereal. Imagine if you're having cereal with fruit. That's it. And it's got to be a granola cereal because that's got notes of honey and maybe almonds. That's it. I love granola. And I love adding blueberries and strawberries to my granola. Good stuff. That's what that reminds me of. I like it. All right. Now, water time. See what it does to it. Sometimes with 86 proof, 80 proof, 90 proof, it has a... I'm not going to... Well, I'll take it back off. It tends to increase the spice and give it a higher ethanol. We'll see. We will see. I know there's a lot of sporting things going on tonight. When we were up fishing, I heard the loudspeaker at one of the schools. And then coming back from fishing, I saw the lights on over one of the local fields. So I don't know why they're doing it on a Thursday night. Must just be one of those strange things. But, so I think that's what's happening. I was going to do this as a 3 whiskey series and then decided not to, which reminds me, next Thursday I won't be here. I got another job to the south. This one is with a different client. This is the coolest thing. Not only am I going to be on camera for this client, which is, it happens, but it doesn't happen a lot. That's why I got the haircut and look all handsome and stuff. But not only am I doing that, but I've just been asked today. So this is still kind of swimming up in my head. I've been asked to MC an award ceremony. Now, the last 2 times I've been to Kentucky, I was in Lexington, and I sort of worked with an award ceremony both times, but I was backstage. They didn't get to see me. All they did was hear my voice. But in this case, I'm on stage emceeing this thing for like an hour, hour and a half. And I don't know anything about their industry, so I gotta polish up and learn some things. But that's what I'm doing next week. And then I'm gonna stay down there. But I may, if we get done soon enough, I may be able to do a Bourbcast from like 4th Street in Louisville. I don't know. We'll see. That's what I'm going this time is Louisville. I know I want to stop by Old Forester because they've got some bitters and some things I want to pick up that is too expensive to ship. So I'm going to be doing that. But I don't know what else I'm going to be doing on Friday. We'll see. I'm going to get there on Wednesday, do the job on Thursday, which is when we normally do this. And then Friday I'm going to play. And then I'll come back. But if I can do it, if I can do a Bourbcast on Thursday night, I will. It'll just be live in Louisville. That'll be fun if I can do it. All right. Traverse City with water. I can feel that already. It's been a week since I've drank. How many flavors do they have, Robert? Michael was talking about cherry. You're talking about apple. Now, just so you know, I will shy away from apple until somebody says you should try this. Because somebody said of the Crown apple, the Crown Royal apple, you should try this. Not only should you try this, but you should mix it with cranberry juice. I went into toxic shock syndrome right there. It was so sweet. I think I brushed my teeth every other minute for a month because it was just that sweet. I don't like sweet drinks. I can get away with white wine, sweet white wine, but if it's super sweet like an ice wine, I'm out. So, anyway, yeah. Who we got? Oh, put that right in my eye. Norm! You're new, Norm! Hi, Norm! Hey, I'm glad you're here, man. We started off, just so you're aware, just so you see this, we started off the Bourbcast toasting the founder of Have a Shot of Freedom Whiskey Company. He passed away on October 8th, so I wanted to give him a fond farewell and a thank you for serving our country and for coming up with this great whiskey and this great gin that they've got from Have a Shot of Bourbon Whiskey Company. And now we're doing the Traverse City. This is just the regular 86 proof whiskey. And so far, I really like it. It's kind of like, I was telling the other folks that are watching, I think it's like eating granola with fruit in it. It's got a toasted cereal type of a feel, kind of buttery, but it's also got some really nice fruity notes. Maybe a little bit of apple, a little orange peel. It's quite tasty, actually. The Traverse City is very nice. I like it. And that was neat. Now we're going to try it with water in it. The ethanol in it is gone, but it did bring out some more flavors. I'm actually catching more fruit. I sensed strawberry in that one. That's one of the nice things about adding just a little bit of water. It can open some whiskeys up. Robert says, I know cherry and apple, then all their cask strengths. I got two of those right here. Always stop at their gift shop when we're in Traverse City. It's a great place. I have never been to Traverse City. I have had the opportunity a few times and didn't go. But that's a place I'd like to go now that they have this. It did bring out more flavor. I do like the fruity overtones of this whiskey. It's definitely unlike anything I've ever tried before. It's quite delicious, actually. It's very tasty. This is the low proof. Very, very good. So now we get into the big stuff. All right. So this one does not, this just has paper on the cork. This one and this one have the wax. I will tell you, I'm not the fan of the wax. I don't like it on knob. I don't like it on Evan Williams. I don't like it on this. But it is what it is. At least when the wax isn't broken, I know that nobody has broken the wax. All right, so this is barrel proof. Now let me tell you what this barrel proof is. Okay? This one is 57.1%. That's alcohol by volume, which means, quick math, 114.2 proof. Okay. Hi, Austin. How you doing? You missed a couple things by coming in a little late, but that's all right. We'll catch you up. The most important thing to show you is that I caught a fish today. It wasn't very big, but it made me feel good. It was the first fish that I caught. It was the first fish that the two of us caught. I was the first fish getter. And then I ended up doing better than that after that. But but that's okay. I just wanted to show you that. I had a week and my friend said, let's go bluegill fishing. And I went, okay. And we went and we caught a mess. And we pulled it in the driveway about a half hour ago, to be truthful. And I said, what are you going to do with those fish? You going to clean them or are you going to throw them in your neighbor's pond? He says, oh, you tell me. And I said, you clean them, I'll cook them. He goes, deal. So, we going to be having us some bluegill. Uh-huh. I love bluegill. Oh, man. Bread that stuff in flour, a little pepper, a little salt. Oh. I love bluegill. Crappie, sunfish. All right, so this is the barrel proof. Tom's watching. Austin, I hope your feed is going okay. It looks all right on my end. I'm watching the colors. When it turns orange, that's when I worry. It got orange last week while I was doing my cocktail. That's why things went bleh. So, all right. That's a technical term. Bleh. All right. So this is the barrel proof straight bourbon whiskey. 114.2 proof. I'm either going to love this or I won't. This is very tasty. This is 86 proof. Traverse City Whiskey Company. Ooh, the ethanol's strong on this one, Padawan. A lot of the same notes, though. I'm getting some fruit. Whew. Boy, that ethanol's strong. Hello. I probably poured myself too much. I'll make it last. I'll put the water in this one, too. A lot of the same notes. I'm getting, on the nose, I'm getting tobacco. Some honey, maybe toffee. I don't know if I'm going to make it through all three of these. We'll see. Phew, the ethanol is just overwhelming on this. And I smell my fish. I thought I got myself cleaned up, but I smell my fish. It just permeates everything. It's ruining my nose. Here. Bobbing for scent. Okay, I got the honey. Same thing with getting apple. Ethanol is still there. Some light caramel. Less of a cereal note on this one than on this one. Now let's try it. What fish? What fish? This fish! This fish! And about, I don't know, a dozen or 16 or so more. That's right. They were hot and heavy tonight, man. They were hungry. I could put that. I had my hook in the water with no bait, and the little ones about like that. We're going for the hook with no bait on it. One of the crappie, one of the bluegill took the tails I had. I had a whole thing with all the tails gone. So I started fishing without it, with only a waxworm, and the bluegill were going after that hot and heavy. I caught more fish tonight than the other guy I was with. I was in a really good spot, but he decided to fish down where there was a bunch of algae. Why? Did you just want to make my ego stroked? I don't know. So anyhow, that's the fish. It was a lot of fun. I needed it. I needed to get away. It was actually quite nice. All right, barrel proof Traverse City bourbon whiskey. 114.2 proof. Just a minute. Okay. On the palate, you could not have told me that was 114.2 proof. It was very gentle. Lots of flavor. Bold. Very bold. Delicious. It had a really nice bloom that started off on the end of my tongue and kind of went sideways and back at the same time. And then when I finally decided to put it over the threshold, the bloom continued. That was kind of neat. That's the barrel proof thing. Let's do it again. Take your time. I'm taking my time. Taking my time and I don't know when. Goodbye, Rosie. Little Simon & Garfunkel. Me and Julio Down by the Schoolyard is the name of that song. Great song. Fun. Simon & Garfunkel, man. If you're not into them at all, you haven't experienced Simon & Garfunkel. All right, let's do it again. Now that I've had my first swig. I can feel that in my sinuses. That's delicious. That's really, really good. I really like this. This is the Traverse City Whiskey Company Barrel Proof Straight Bourbon Whiskey. This was aged 3 years. Let's see how long this one was aged. More than 4 years. It's hand selected as the most flavorful whiskey in our rickhouse. It's bourbon in its most natural state, uncut, and bottled at full barrel proof. Crafted to sip slowly, yeah. That's really, really tasty. Pulling out notes on that, I mean, they're so similar to this. There's a little bit of fruit. The caramel and the vanilla and the cinnamon and the other bourbon notes are stronger on this than there was on that. This gave me more of a rye sense, whereas this is more of a bourbon sense. Yeah, even that nose was caramely. Very caramely. Stop the Billy Joel. I love Billy Joel. Stop Billy Joel. Simon & Garfunkel. That ethanol is so strong on that, but I got fruit notes that time. Plum. This is really, I mean, for 4 years, there are whiskeys that age for 10 years that aren't as complex to the palate as this one is. I really like this. I don't know what they're doing, but I like it. Gosh, I have to work out tomorrow morning. I'm going to have to give excuses why I'm not performing to my normal level. This whole week I've been overperforming. She's been giving me all sorts of these exercises to do, and they're like heavy duty, man. And Monday in particular, I was able to do what she wanted me to do and then some. I came back, I got done with everything early, and I said, can I do more? As a glutton for punishment. Why is this not coming off? There we go. All right. It just occurred to me I didn't do this on ice. Sorry. We'll do this on ice. I'm not even going to screw that on because it screws me every time. All right. Grand Traverse Distillery. I gotta admit, Austin, I've never heard of them. As a matter of fact, all 3 of these I picked up out of state. Now, I know some of these Traverse City you can pick up in state, but I've never seen them. I live in kind of a smallish town. We're kind of sheltered from the rest of the world. So when I went up north and I saw these, I went, gimme, gimme, gimme. And now I've got them. This one is unique and delicious and good. This one is unique and delicious and good in a whole different type of way. If you like barrel proof, this is going to be gentle on you. It's going to take it easy on you, but it's got a ton of flavor. Really nice flavor. All right. So this is with a little bit of water on it. Hi, Mike. Mike Dugan is watching. I'm glad you're watching, Mike. Welcome to the show. So we're doing Traverse City Whiskey Company. This one's 86 proof. This one is barrel proof. I just added water to it. And it's funny. Before I added water to it, the barrel proof gave me typical bourbon notes. Little fruit, vanilla, caramel, cinnamon. That didn't leap out at me. Some of the barrel oak. But when I put it on water, it was more reminiscent of this one, which seems to be more high rye and brings me more cereal and buttery notes. Although there's a nice fruit content to that one as well. A lot of gray hairs, old man. I got a lot of them cut off today. Thank you, Mike. I look more gorgeous than you at your age. Imagine how ugly you'll be at my age. I'm gorgeous. I only say what your mama tells me. That's rude, but it's fun. Okay. So, so far I really like both of these. I like this for the character that it has at 86 proof. I like this one for the character it has at 114.2 proof. All right. Oh, there it is. My ice glass. Add a nice sphere to that. I will be honest, this is a pre-used sphere. Now it's getting deep. I'm better looking than you, too. At least my mama says so. Let's do a little more. All right. I'm going to be floating upstairs. For those of you that missed it last week, I'm going to recap something while this kind of sits there. This is one of the ice balls that that I am reusing from the Winter Smiths. This is my new one. This is the one I just got. I'm actually really excited about it. This is the mold. This is the thing that it comes in. You put the water in here, and you can do hot tap water. You don't have to boil it. Hot tap water goes in here. And then you put these things together here, and you got to line it. The only thing about this one that you need to know about is that it has a little bit of a barrier to entry and that you have to line everything up, which I think it done just did. But the nice thing is, out of this one, you get 7 ice spheres, nice big ice spheres. And then you stick it down in there, like that, and then you cover it up with water, and you get, in 24 to 30 hours, really nice ice spheres. So this is the new one I just picked up, and I did get in touch with customer service because the first 7 did not come out very well, and just takes a little bit of a learning curve. But customer service was very responsive. I'm very happy. And then I also got the teeny tiny little ice spheres, which are just stupid cute. This one's been sitting in here for a little while, but you'll be able to see it. And it's stuck to another one. Let go, let go, let go, let go, let go. All right, don't let go. It's this one on top of the other one. That one. So, see if I can put it over here where you can see it. Not really. Anyway, so it's clear, it's gorgeous, it's small. Maybe if I do that. Yes, it worked. Here it is. Isn't it pretty? Just a tiny little ice ball for great small glasses like a Glencairn glass or something like that. Anyway, I'm really tickled pink. Sorry. By the quality of the ice spheres that I'm getting out of that. So Wintersmith, it took me a little longer than I expected to get it, but it's a startup company and I'm pleased. I'm pleased. They do a good job. I like these molds. The smaller globes are a little bit more sturdy than the larger globes. This one, one side's real good, and the other side is kind of floppy, but it worked. It worked really, really well. I'm really stoked to be able to get 7 spheres out of a mold rather than 2. So check out wintersmiths.com. I'm very pleased with this. Uses a lot of water, but there's also several more molds that you can get, which I will be ordering now that I figured this bad boy out. Okay. That's the tolling bell. Okay. So on ice, the flavor's still there. The ethanol is gone for the barrel proof. Nice flavors. This is tasty. A lot of your typical bourbon flavors. The caramel, vanilla, cinnamon, maybe a little toffee, some fruit. That's good. It's really nice. Yes, yeah, Austin, I got it. And I will tell you that I was ridiculously excited about it. That sucker came in the mail, and I was like, I was like a kid on Christmas when you're like a toddler. Where it came out, and there's my thing, there's my thing, there's my thing. That's what it was like. It was embarrassing a little bit. I'll be honest, it was a little bit, if anybody would have seen it, nobody was home but me. I geeked out a little bit. All right. I don't know how much more I can do. Therefore, I will do it anyway. This is the Traverse City Barrel Proof Rye. We're going to take it easy on this. I wish I had a palate cleanser down here, but I don't. Oh, I could probably use the very old Barton. No. Oh, I cracked myself up. All right. So I was saying that this 86 proof bourbon whiskey is rye heavy, whereas the barrel proof doesn't seem to be rye heavy. So I will be interested in seeing what the rye does compared to the bourbon, particularly the barrel proof bourbon versus the 86 proof bourbon. I'm normally a daily drinker. But as of September, I decided to slow down a little bit and not drink so much. It's making me a cheap date. By the way, this rye, 58.7, which is 107.4. No, that's not right. My math is... No, that's right. Is it right? Anyway, it's a higher proof than the bourbon. Austin, if you want a nice ice sphere maker, honestly, the Wintersmith is really nice. I like it. It does have a learning curve attached to it because you have to be able to line up the pieces. Other than that, I mean, I'm really happy with it. It's not as sturdy and it's not as perfect, but by golly, 7 spheres in one setting instead of 2 or 4. And you can get the big, like, spheres and the big spears and cubes, and that's what I like is you can get so many different types of molds. I like that. Whereas everything else, all you get is the sphere mold, and that's all you get. But I like this. So, all right, here's the rye. All right, we're going in. We're going in. Tobacco. Toasted cereal. Austin, you know, the nice thing about Wintersmiths is that their customer service is top notch, truly. I've emailed them a couple of times. One time they got back with me like right away. The other time it took about a week. But I can't complain. I've been very satisfied with the customer service via email. When I didn't get that first batch and wasn't happy with that first batch, they got back with me and helped me work it out. And I'm happy. I'm happy with them. 7 spheres instead of 2. I mean, 7 spheres on the Bourbcast will last me almost 2 months, right? So I think you'll be happy with it. And then, like I said, it's got, okay, see if I can remember, but I could be wrong, but I think it's got large spheres, small spheres, large cubes, small cubes, and like these big, long Tom Collins type spheres. I think that's right. Don't quote me. I could be wrong, but I want to say there's 5 different molds that you can get that you can put into just one of these tubs and have success. Now I don't know how many of these molds you're going to get with the big long spears, the Tom Collins spears, but by golly, I want that mold. Because if I'm having like a party and I'm serving different types of drinks and things like that, I want to be able to have on hand different types of ice cubes or spheres or spears, because it's just going to be elegant. And I can show something to the people that come to my party that other people can't show them. And it's all for them. So look it up. See if you want to spend that kind of money. I will tell you that the 24 hours that they tell you on the mold isn't long enough, depending on the temperature of your freezer. I would go 30 hours or more. I think I went 36 hours on these. And yes, you end up with a base, this base, that's full of ice and frozen. But put it in hot water for a couple of hours or room temperature water, and you get rid of that. It's all done. Yeah. I like it. I've made the small ones and I've made the big ones twice. The first big ones, the second big ones. All right. All right, here we go. Wow, is that tasty. Whew. This is the barrel proof rye from Traverse City Whiskey Company. That's really good. Oh my gosh. Their barrel proof picks have got so much flavor. Oh my Lord. This is good. These are great. Oh, I do like rye. I do like a good rye whiskey. And by gosh, this is a good one. I read the aging statement on the other two. I'll read this one. Barrel proof release. Rye whiskey from our most exceptional barrels. Aged for more than 4 years. Good to know. Spice, warm, buttery finish. Yep. Neat or on the rocks. Yeah. So I can vouch for that. My gosh, this is tasty. Totally. I was worried because this is so high rye and so cereal and honey and such, forward, that I thought that this one wouldn't be very good. But this one is more bourbon than this one. This one is more rye than this one. The flavor on these it's just fantastic. One of the things that hits me on this is pumpkin. I know it's fall. No, I haven't had any pumpkin spice. But that's what hits me on that one. Buttery, tobacco, grassy, delicious. This is delicious. Traverse City Whiskey Company has got it going on. All right, let's go with some water. I'm hoping to make it through this one. Seriously, 2 barrel proofs? Okay. Let's pour it first. Not going to give myself very much. I have to make it upstairs without falling up the steps. Like I said earlier in the Bourbcast, that I was going to do this in a 3-part series, and decided at the last minute not to, because I'm not going to be here next week. I'm going to be in Louisville, and I hope to do a live Bourbcast from Louisville next week. If I don't, I don't. Okay, fine. I'll do it when I get back, but just wanted to give you a heads up. That's a nice squirt. That's probably a good half-ounce squirt. Put it on crooked. There we go. All right. Did I show you my fish? All right, that's good. All right. Kevin! Oh, you made it, Kevin! I'm about 3 sheets to the wind, Kevin. We did Traverse City Bourbon first. It's 86 proof. Then we went to the Traverse City Barrel Proof, 114.2. And then we went to the Rye, which is 117.4. The drunker I get, the more math I can do. What kind of fish? It's a bluegill, Tom. It's a bluegill. You can't tell by looking at the fish? What kind of outdoorsman are you? That's a bluegill, dude. Look at that dorsal fin. Cut right into my freaking hand, even though it was only like 2.5 inches long. Those dorsal fins on a bluegill, man, they'll kill you. Though they will on any sunfish, but golly. We caught about, I don't know, 16, 18, 12, 16, 18, something like that. Kevin says, sorry, I'm in Grand Rapids and noticed the cast was still going. Oh, that tells me I'm going too long. I'm almost at an hour, so I got to wrap this up soon. If I don't wrap this up soon, I'm going to fall asleep right here live. Kevin, I haven't had anything since last Saturday. I have an event coming up next Thursday, and I want to shed some extra pounds, and alcohol doesn't help me do that. So I'm cutting out the alcohol and the carbs so I can lose a few pounds by next Thursday when I have to be on camera for an event in Louisville. Tonight doesn't help. Although last night I really wanted to drink really, really bad, but tonight I'm taking care of that. This is the rye on water. Send you a pic of what, Tom? On water, the rye just eases that ethanol just a little bit. The flavor still comes out. Gosh, it's got a lot of flavor. That's really, really good. I might like rye better than bourbon, at least as far as the Traverse City goes. The fish, I showed you the fish. Like a few times I showed you the fish. I'll show you one more time. There's the fish. That's the fish. That's the first fish of like 18 that were caught. 12, 14, 16. I don't even know. I didn't count them all. But that one's about the size of my eyeball. And it was the first fish caught tonight. And I was feeling blessed to have caught it. That was the first fish of all of them that we got. So my buddy and I win. But he actually won smallest fish. He got one smaller than that. So, so there's that. All right, one more. For 4 years or whatever that is, gosh, that's tasty. That's really, really nice. This is the first time I've ever had a chance to try the Traverse City Whiskey Company line of, and now this isn't even all of them. Based on the Bourbcast, I understand that there's a cherry whiskey and an apple whiskey. I don't know how many they have, but the 3 that I've tried tonight are delicious. I can recommend them highly. I really like Traverse City Whiskey Company. These are fantastic. Last thing we have to do is the rye on ice. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm running out of the ability to speak. Spilling. Get this ice sphere in action here. I reset my internet tonight so I wouldn't have the same problems as last week, and so far everything's been green. I'm not seeing any delays, so if you see anything that I should be concerned with, let me know. Kevin says, I have apple whiskey batch 1, just too sweet for me, but love the ones you tried. So I mentioned this earlier, Kevin, and I'll say it again. I tried the Crown Royal apple based on the recommendation of the person at the liquor store. That's sweet. But then she also said to combine that with cranberry juice. No. I was awake and bouncing around the neighborhood for a week. Just so you know. All right, this is the Traverse City Rye on ice. Trying to give it a good swirl so it gets cooled down a little bit. The ice ball sphere has shrunk a little bit. All right. A lot of the same notes. Toasted cereal is big on ice. Big. Granola. Very tasty. I like it. But it's more of a toasted cereal flavor on ice than it is neat. Neat, it's got like, I don't know, it like says, it's Oprah. It's flavor, 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 all over the place. There's so much flavor there. But on ice, it just brings all that back and says, you don't get a card. You don't get a card. You don't get. I mean, it's tasty. It's very good, but the flavors become somewhat consolidated. Excuse me. I don't mean to be a pig. That's 3. Do I have more? Okay. Kevin says, no luck bourbon hunting Grand Rapids. Aww. Michael, newcomer, welcome. You're just at the end, dude, but I'm glad you're here. Thank you for checking it out. Yeah, Grand Rapids, I hear, I mean, they're the same as anywhere else where you're either going to hit on the mother load or it's going to be, I get the same thing here locally. Either you hit the mother load or it's, last Wednesday, I understand they had like a bunch of Blantons and old Colonel Taylor and a bunch of stuff, but I didn't go on Wednesday. I went on Tuesday. All I need is an A for the Blantons and I'm done. And I don't have any extra to trade. It sucks. All right. On ice, this is very tasty. It's not as good as it was neat, but it's very good. Little grassy, a little tobacco-y, but it has a really great flavor to it. I can tell you unequivocally, I can say that, brew capital, so if figured. Huh? So the 86 is very rye heavy and presents as such. A lot of toasted cereal notes, a lot of honey. It's kind of buttery. The Traverse City bourbon, barrel proof, has more of a bourbon sensibility to it. Some fruits, caramel, vanilla, cinnamon, the things that you would attribute. Oh my God. I can feel myself slurring and just, it's been a while. Kevin's talking to me. Grand Rapids is huge in craft beer. I can appreciate craft beer. There's definitely some places for that, as well as craft wine. I love going to local wineries and tasting what they've got. There's some of them in Ohio that are freaking-tastic. I've been from Bryan all the way to the south to like Marietta and areas like that, and their wines are just amazing. They've converted tobacco lands into lands for vineyards because they can't grow anything else there. You're talking about hillsides, and they can't do row crops like soybeans or corn or wheat or anything like that. They've got to do what they can do. And back in the days, the tobacco crops that they grew there developed black rot. And if you're going to get black rot on your crop, you got to do something different. So what they did was they grew vineyards and that's been strong, and that's the Southern Ohio. Northern Ohio is Lake Erie sand, and it's a whole different thing. In Northern Ohio, you can do ice wines. In Southern Ohio, you can't do ice wines. Northern Ohio, I got an ice wine that is fantastic, but the bottle's like this big around because it's so hard to come by. So anyway, I'm just saying that the Traverse City bourbon, the 86 is good. It's rye heavy. It's very buttery, very toasted cereal. The bourbon on the barrel proof is much more bourbon-esque with a lot of fruit notes. Very, very delicious. 3 years-ish, 4 years-ish. This is the rye, 4 years-ish. They're all, these two are particularly, are delicious. The barrel proof, they're really, really good. The 86 is good. These are better. So with that, I have taken enough of your time, and I don't really know how much more of my time I can deliver coherently. These two kick my butt. I will not lie. So I'm going to go, and I'm going to thank you for joining me. And once again, kudos to the founder of the Freedom Have a Shot of Freedom Whiskey Company. Even that. The whiskey and the rye, both, are fantastic. It's an Ohio product. It's not aged in Ohio, but it's aged elsewhere, but it's good. So, with all respect to its founder, who was a Marine Corps veteran and a good patriot, thank you for being a part of our whiskey world. With that, I'm going to go because that's all I got left. I'm going to go upstairs and pass out. And I wish I could just do it easily with this Facebook, but it's completely ignored me. So just in case, bye-bye.